Hey guys, you all preach budget systems, but you guys only use high-end systems. What's that about?
You kind of have a good point, actually.
What if we did a video where we get rid of these high-end PCs and use the budget PCs we preach on the channel all about? I think we should do that. And we're going to do that after a word from today's sponsor.
If you want a gaming PC so good that you won't want to give it up like we are in today's video, you should check out Jawa.gg. Jawa is one of our favorite places to shop when it comes to finding insane deals on PC hardware and even full builds. They have tons of super talented builders listing systems at amazing prices while also keeping them aesthetically pleasing. For example, this gaming PC with a GTX 1660 Ti and Ryzen 5500 is just $649. And if you aren't exactly looking to purchase a full system, I bet an upgrade is calling your name. Jawa is the go-to place for gamers to sell their old gear, so it's super common to find some pretty amazing deals on used hardware. You're able to snag things like this EVGA GTX 1080 SC for only $95. The best part is, Jawa's top priority is ensuring trust between buyers and sellers. You can shop with confidence on Jawa knowing that all listings are digitally moderated and come with a money-back guarantee. If you're interested in learning more or in shopping for some amazing deals yourself, head over to Jawa.gg today. Big thanks to Jawa for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it.
All right, let's talk about my PC specs, guys. So I am rocking the Ryzen 7 7700, 32 gigs of DDR5, a 2 terabyte Crucial Gen 4, and an RTX 4070. And you guys are gonna love my upgrade. I'm gonna be going to this PC over here, which we did a video on a while ago. And this one has a Ryzen 5 Pro 2400G, or just a 2400G. I have 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM at 2666. I have a Western Digital 256 gig SSD that is actually an NVMe, which is cool. And then an RX 550 that literally has one DisplayPort and two mini DisplayPorts. So I already ordered adapters because I really want to use all my 1440p monitors because it's probably gonna be horrible and pretty funny.
So does that mean if you ordered adapters, I can upgrade the RAM in mine? Because mine is atrocious. We'll talk about mine. Oh God, I'm choking already thinking about it. I don't know why I started coughing. But let's go over my measly PC here, which if you guys have seen our budget gaming setup challenge, Intel sponsored it and sent us this clean Toasty Bros custom PC. We just had to keep it. Honestly, I did not need an upgrade from my previous system, but this one just looks so clean, I had to keep it. It has the greatest 1400 KS. It may start melting on me at some point, I don't know, but we're running with it. We have 32 gigs of DDR5 memory. We have a 2 terabyte Gen 4 SSD and a just measly RTX 4080 Super. It's really overkill. Honestly, I wish it had less than this, but I think mine's gonna be the biggest drop off in terms of like going from this to my budget PC, which, Jonah, it's in the other room, come with me. Come here. We've been trying to prep these computers so we don't have to, well, Jonah almost fell, but he's a very versatile cameraman. He did not fall. We've been trying to prep these computers because we want them ready to go when we move over to the setup. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is our Budget Warrior, which again, Jackson mentioned we did a video on these. This was from an ultra budget gaming PC build challenge we did where the max budget was $200. I think both of us were at like $150 or less. This comes with a Xeon processor, an i5-1607V4, which is just a quad core, not great. My RAM is already at 5 gigs used of my 8 gigs, which based on the challenges we had might be a toughie, but you know what? I think I'm gonna stick it out and see what happens. Maybe we'll have to force a RAM upgrade if it's just unusable. 240 gig SSD, 2.5 inch, and an RX 560. So for this challenge, Jax and I, again, are we swapping to these PCs, and the time frame we're looking at is about a week, but we have to complete a couple of challenges. The challenges are produce and edit a video for our side channel, Toasty DIY, which is basically film a video, edit it, upload it to the YouTube channel, so a little video editing involved. We also have to review a Toasty Bros video, which might be a little difficult, considering Jackson, did you install Premiere?
I don't even have Premiere.
So we'll figure that out when we get there. I have a feeling that's gonna be a problem for me, considering this. I might have to get creative and use Parsec into McAllister's computer, which I could do, but we'll figure that out one way or another. We also have to do a half-hour gaming session of a game that we have the most hours in recently. So for you, you said it was Fallout. For me, I don't know what it is right now. I guess the last campaign game I've been playing is Wolfenstein, but I don't know, maybe that's cheating. It's kind of a lower-end game. Fortnite, you know what? Half-hour gaming session in Fortnite. Ranked Fortnite. And then we have to document a full day of us just using these computers for everyday work. Believe it or not, around here we do some work, emails, looking up YouTube comments, things like that. Just normal day-to-day, we'll have a documentation of like what kind of issues we have, what kind of pros we have, and just kind of see if we could live with this computer. Honestly, I think we will be fine, but there's gonna be some limitations.
Hey, I plan on leaving mine up for a full week, and I'm not gonna go back. I'm not going back to my good PC.
He's not going back. So let's go ahead and commence the challenge, get our PC swapped out, and then from there, we're gonna see if we can survive with these computers and if we can continue to recommend budget PCs. I sure hope so, because that's the entire basis of this YouTube channel.
I'm only gonna have one monitor today.
So we're taking our computers down.
This is a good time for us to dust these too, huh?
Yeah, my PC, I stole the graphics card from it recently for another video, so it's a little bit in shambles, I'll be honest with you. For a 4080 Super build, it's kind of all over the place. I just hit the power button again. God dang it.
I got the underneath ports. Everything's on the bottom. Are we good just to leave them on Zach's desk for the week?
Jonah, don't worry about it. Now, I'm already feeling, it's okay, so some of these USB ports are not gonna get plugged back in because some of them for the marathon stream, they're not gonna work on this. I mean, look at what we're rocking here. So we got this, we got this. I'm just hoping I get at least 2 monitors to work, which I think I should be able to.
You see how my PC takes up the same amount of room though? It's pretty nice.
Do we stick our PCs in the projector room?
Yeah, where they go to die.
Oh,
we're gonna be so behind on updates. Oh, you don't have the back panel on?
That's why I said this thing is in shambles.
Dude, this is perfect. This is just like, it's like nothing ever happened. I think I actually have everything plugged in and I still have leftover ports. Matt can borrow some of mine.
Couldn't be me.
You ready? Wait. Oh, you know what? I think my power cord's inverted.
Obviously at home, you'd be using a 1080p monitor for most of these PCs, but I'll probably be gaming at 1080p just for the sake of the experiments. But just using it at 165, you know.
I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, I wonder, you know, like for most people, like what percentage of the setup usability is actually the PC and what percentage of it is the setup itself? You know what I mean?
You can have a really bad keyboard and mouse and things like that.
But a good PC.
All right, I have no idea which USB is what. This is gonna be fun. I think she's ready. My display out is only an HDMI, DisplayPort, and DVI, so I'm just gonna rock these 2 monitors. These 2 will be fine, as long as it turns on.
That's such a random spread.
Is it too quiet? Should I be concerned? Oh wait, hold up, did I plug in the top monitor? Guys, don't.
Wait,
Hey! Oh, whoa!
God, it's crooked.
Why is my keyboard not on?
All right, I got a challenge for you, Matt. You gotta change the display orientation from the crooked monitor, or the sideways monitor.
Okay, how do I get to it?
Chad, if you've never been through this before, then you're not living.
Portrait, oh God, I messed up.
Ooh, oh, now it's worse. Here we go. Are we in the right spot? Oh, we're literally backwards. Oh, wow, you got it perfect.
There we go.
It's clean.
Clean. All right, so I got my refresh rate. I got that. I just got one monitor that's just not functional right now, but that's fine. But hey, we got our PC set up. Jackson's got one monitor working.
I feel so poor.
I feel so, I'm just kidding. Jesus Christ. Now, again, we're gonna do those challenges. Jackson and I are just gonna kind of document along the process how each one of those challenges goes, and then we'll come back together and just see, was it a success? Is there something we would change about our budget PC recommendations? Or are you guys just a bunch of babies at home and scared to use budget PCs? I think it's that one, but we're gonna try. All right, guys, it is full day number 1. I'm walking into darkness right now. You know, let me turn this light on. That's a little better. I gotta review a YouTube video, which I have my doubts about how this is gonna work, mainly because of the RAM situation I'm dealing with. I've been noticing, even look, I'm just sitting here right now. My CPU is at 100%, this is gonna be great. 8 gigs of RAM is probably my biggest problem, and I was gonna just be like, well, let's just upgrade to 16 because a lot of budget builds nowadays, we even recommend you go 16 and not 8, but I figured I'm gonna try to make 8 work, and we're gonna see what happens, but I gotta load up a Toasty Bros video from our NAS, and I have a feeling that's not gonna work. So let's load that up and see what that looks like. What is happening right now? Initializing GPU, I've never seen this when opening a Premiere file. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I'll give you all a time update. It is currently 7:23. Okay, all right, not too bad, not too bad. It is still generating peak files. Should I even try to play back right now? Let's see. It's kind of playing back. What am I playing back at? Pause resolution, let's put that at half. I'm gonna review this video, boys. We're gonna do it. So I've gone through all of this, like A-roll talking, stuff like that. Was pretty smooth. A couple lockups here and there, but what I'm having big issues with now is how we record our benchmarks. So we have a 4K, well, basically it would be 1080p, but a capture card footage file layered on top of a 4K 60 camera footage file. And whenever I play it back, I'm running at 1/8 quality right now. It's it's struggling, and I'm losing music, I'm losing some of the audio. It's not reviewable. Like, I cannot review it this way. So I would say I'll make it all the way through this. I'll probably watch this portion through Parsec on McAllister's computer. That'd probably be my little workaround to actually see this. But in terms of reviewing a full Toasty Bros video, this PC does not pass. Maybe with 16 gigs of RAM, that wouldn't be the case. But even then, just a 4-core processor might be hard to render out this complex of a scene in terms of how many things we have going on here. But then let's go ahead and cut to the outro. It'll probably run really smooth. No problems whatsoever there. I would say reviewing a Toasty Bros video was an okay experience. I would say, obviously, if you are gonna run a YouTube business using 4K cameras and all that sort of stuff, you would have a slightly better PC than this. But honestly, with like a $500 budget build, even if it just had a, well, I don't know, like a Ryzen 5 3600 or like some ARC GPU, I wouldn't have any problems reviewing a Toasty Bros video based on what I'm seeing right here. So this PC in its current stage just doesn't fully cut it. But we got through it, we reviewed a video, and it didn't crash. As long as it didn't crash and I didn't have to constantly reload over and over again, I kind of consider that a win.
All right, guys, it's my PC's time to shine. I'm gonna be reviewing our GPU tier list videos, so wish me luck. I'm gonna have to go back and forth between Trello to add notes and the actual video, so that's gonna be kind of fun. I am starting to around the 3-minute mark. I think I'm gonna need to lower the quality to maybe like a quarter. I can barely even see the screen now at 1/8, but it is smooth. The only times I really had any stutters when I was at a quarter bitrate was when I got to the parts that were really thick in the timeline where they just had a lot of stuff going on. But usually if I just paused it and then played it again, it was just fine. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I was only reviewing the video. It's not like I was really doing anything, which we'll see that once I actually use Vegas, and then Matt will obviously be using Premiere, so that'll be fun to see which one is easier on the hardware as well. So we got to hear that beep again. I'm gonna. All right, guys. So my cables have arrived. So we got our full-size DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort. My build, like I said, was a little under 200 bucks. So I guess you could say I'm spending an extra $12 here, so I can actually be a little more productive for this week of using this PC. But so far everything's been pretty good, honestly. I kind of missed having 3 monitors, but as far as like normal work goes, I almost can't even notice that I have the worst PC at the moment. Yeah, RX 550 is literally being pushed to its absolute limits, but I think we should be good to keep going.
All right, guys, it is day number 2 for me, and I'm gonna use this as the perfect time to document my entire day doing normal work on this computer, this little Z440 yesterday, and it actually wasn't too bad. You guys saw me review that video in the morning, and that turned out to be an okay experience. Obviously, I wasn't able to watch the entire video because of the high quality gameplay at the end, but in terms of my normal workflow, I didn't notice any problems. Now, I will show you a couple examples here. We do have a couple of applications that I like to keep up on the regular. So I use Todoist as my to-do application. And let me make sure there's nothing on here that I can't show you guys. Look at that. Shout out Pinky Tech, by the way. Yeah, there's nothing right here that I can't show you guys. Todoist is my to-do application, which doesn't take up a lot of resources. I always like to have Discord open for our server, discord.gg/toastybros. And I do need to use Parsec to remote into this computer to use it on the regular, honestly, at home if I ever need to review something or make a change that is requiring something like our NAS access or something like that. I will need Parsec to remote in from home, so that is why I have Parsec. And then same thing, I gotta blur this out here, but I mean, McAllister, you can enjoy that, but I do need to keep Slack open as well because that is our preferred communication app of choice when talking to our team members between both businesses, PC Bros and Toasty Bros. Now, as you can see here, with those things running, we are currently using almost all of our RAM, and it is not ideal. I will say there are times when I'm moving around within Google Chrome specifically, because Google Chrome is my browser of choice, pulling up Trello, going to X or Twitter, whatever. I pull up TweetDeck. You know, I love how TweetDeck is still pro.Twitter and it's for X. But yeah, we pull up Twitter, we have that open. We have YouTube open, doing my usual, going through, looking at comments, things like that. Have our Trello board open, which has all of our video concepts and everything like that. All in all, everything is up and running, but there are some moments where it does hitch and lag up a bit because of this. I really think if I just upgrade my RAM to 16 gigs, while yes, that quad core is definitely struggling a little bit, for most day-to-day tasks and things that I do on a regular, like look at emails, get on a call, I think I would be fine. The 560, honestly, GPU-wise, I don't need much more than that. I probably would need much more if I was going to play any other games besides Fortnite, which I will be playing here in a bit. But I really do think day-to-day, documenting this, it's been fine. It's not anything crazy. Obviously, I'm not naive in knowing I don't need a 4080 Super and 14900 KS to do emails. I know that part. But this is a good example to show you guys that realistically, if you're just needing to do office work, you don't need a high-end gaming PC, but honestly, I think that should be pretty obvious to most of you at home, but just a point to put out there, and I really think day-to-day, I could run this thing with a RAM upgrade and maybe a little bit more storage just to be safe. So in terms of my day-to-day applications, I think this thing is perfectly fine. It works, it does everything I need to, and I've had no major hiccups. Obviously, I would want to get this top monitor working because I really do like having 3 monitors. Upgrading the RAM would be something I want to do, but all in all, very happy day-to-day using this as an office computer, and even though it is an older computer, it still holds up and it's still pretty snappy. So we'll check back in here in a little bit once I start editing my toasty DIY video. I'm still coming up with a concept that I want to do that will be, well, somewhat taxing on the PC, but also not too challenging because I really think the 8 gigs of RAM is going to severely hold me back. So nothing super high quality, maybe a voiceover room kind of concept that maybe will be lower resolution so I can actually edit without any major problems, but we'll get to that, and we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, so I'm actually, on Friday at this point, so we've pretty much done the full week, and, once I got my triple monitors working on the second day, surprisingly didn't really notice much slowdown. I mean, I normally will have like Discord, Trello up, and a couple of other like random things. Usually I'll have anywhere from like, I would say 5 to 10 tabs open at a time. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty smooth. I mean, I can pretty much go to, websites pretty much in an instant still. I've noticed once I have like maybe 10 tabs open, and obviously when I was using like Vegas and I had tabs open, definitely some lag, but still like honestly thought this was gonna be a lot worse. So it's pretty cool that we're able to do this, like 200 or less dollars. So yeah, overall, I've had a really good experience, and honestly, just for everyday work, I barely realized that I'm on a different PC.
Good morning. It is the last day of the challenge. This is the day that I have 2 things I have to accomplish. I need to edit a DIY video, and then also I do have to have a gaming session, which Jonah deemed that I must play Fortnite. So I will be playing Fortnite for about 30 minutes today just to show you guys what the experience is like on this PC. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this stuff together, all my footage and everything, and throw it into Premiere, and we'll see what kind of issues we encounter running that 8 gigs of RAM trying to chop up all this footage. All right, so the initial edit is complete, as you can see. Super basic cut up video. This video is, I will say, on the lighter side in terms of how demanding it would be to edit because I am just editing 1080p OBS like talking head footage from our voiceover room. Super smooth, no problems whatsoever with this. Problems that may arise is when I add some of these files right here. So we have some higher bit rates, which I need to update the sequence settings. Right now we're running at 1080p, which we need to get some good old 4K going there. And then this footage, let's see what this looks like. It's actually playing back not too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and add all the B-roll now and see what a render time looks like. All right guys, so the render settings are as follows. We're running hardware encoding, so we'll take advantage of our 560 here. The bitrate is set to 80, which should work out just fine at 4K. And let's go ahead and render. It's about a 6-minute video. Let's see what our little task manager looks like while it is rendering. It looks like our GPU is going up to 100% instantly, which is good to see. Looking at under 12 minutes, around 12 minutes. So if anything changes and it ends up being a little longer than that, I'll let you know, but around 12 minutes max is probably what I would guess to run out a 6-minute video. Not super quick. Nowadays you can probably render out faster than real time with a modern PC, especially a video like this. I probably could render out in like 3 minutes on my computer, but we'll let this run and see the final result. All right guys, we finished the render. It took a little over 12 minutes, so it was not too bad. I think having that 560 does help out a lot with this PC, and again, this edit is not super complicated. All in all, a 6-minute video in 12 minutes is not too bad. My video edit is ready to go.
All right, it's that time, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to edit a video in Vegas. I ended up doing a Temu scooter review. Yeah, 30 FPS, 4K footage, pretty high bitrate. I mean, I loaded in the clip pretty quick. Definitely not quite as fast as my normal PC could do. Definitely wasn't bad at all. Let's pull in another clip, see how it does. Yeah, man, 9-minute clip, and so it's taking a minute to build the peak files and everything, but I mean, honestly, between Premiere in Vegas, usually it can take a lot longer than this, so this actually really isn't bad at all. Now, playback's probably gonna be rough, yeah, it's pretty unsmooth, but we are in preview auto. This is a new Vegas install too, so let's try to do preview. Let's do like, quarter's probably gonna look pretty, oh no, it's actually still really good quality. It kind of reminds me of like, I mean, I've had computers like this quality before, where I'm editing on them and I just have to pause basically every clip, let it play, run it back, pause it. We're gonna go ahead and do the smart thing. We're gonna go ahead and create a save. I'm gonna go ahead and add in a second video track so we can go ahead and get a little screenshot of the scooter. So we're doing some multitasking here. Yeah, man, I'm definitely feeling the $200 computer life right now. We're starting to get a little bit of lag when trying to do like anything more than just the edit. Okay, well, I was able to edit this full scooter video. It ended up being right at like 11 minutes. You know, I was able to get my usual music. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different tracks, you know, mixes of music, pictures, B-roll. So definitely not as intricate as like a Toasty Bros video would be, but it is filmed on the same camera, 4K 30 with a fairly high bitrate. It definitely is choppy the whole time I'm watching it, but it's usable. You know, like I said, I've edited on worse, honestly, so for me, this isn't too bad. I have gotten used to my 4070 though, and 7700, where it just plays it pretty much smooth the whole time, but I could definitely see adding transitions and other special effects making this unusable, but for now, for entry-level video editing, this is pretty amazing. Yeah, we'll just render it straight to our documents folder. We only have 38 gigs left, so. All right, let's see how long this estimate says it's gonna take. All right, it's calculating, working. Let's see what our utilization is right now. So we are currently using about 85 to like 95% of the CPU, and then we're using only like 7% of the graphics card. So yeah, this is pretty much solely relying on our 2400G at the moment. All right, I'm gonna report back once the time finishes calculating. Okay, final render time, 1 hour, 19 minutes for a 2.18 gig 4K file. It's actually not as bad as I thought.
This guy is not real.
I'm not real, but I am gonna be real playing my Fallout 4.
Yeah, so you got Fallout 4. This is the game you have the most hours in recently. Obviously, it's not gonna be too hard to run, but we'll be looking at settings-wise.
I think I'm gonna do medium, 1080p. We're gonna go to, cause just a little heads up. I already like launched the game at 1440p and it wasn't pleasant. All right, the menu's looking smooth. We don't need an FPS counter either, guys, because who really cares? Like, if it's playable,
Can I play the game? Can I play the game?
Yeah. You know what's funny is actually my PC at home loads about the same speed.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. It looks
This feels like
60.
60.
Looks like 60.
Smooth enough.
You guys are watching this at 30, and that looks like 60 to me, so. All right, I got Fortnite loading in, which I think is gonna be a little stuttery, but I did opt for like performance settings and got rid of the high-res textures to make things a little bit better. Yeah, we're just gonna go for about 30 minutes and do a little recap afterwards and see what the gaming experience is like on these computers. The last thing that needs to be done.
The funnest part.
All right, so we had our gaming sesh. Fortnite's asking me feedback on if I think this gun is overpowered or not. I can't really give you much information on that, Fortnite, but Fortnite ran fine. I started to see the whole play a couple matches, it starts to run a bit better. I was able to get close to like 90 FPS on average. It was pretty smooth. There's definitely a lot of like hard lockups at times, but it was fine. I still enjoyed it. I won a game, so that's cool. Or would you progress in Fallout? Did you get any lag?
It was like 50, 60, I would guess, just normal, but then as soon as there was like Molotovs and stuff like that, it was probably dropping to like 25, 30, but never locked up or anything like that, so it was playable. Yeah,
so not too bad for the gaming experience. I think overall, we'll have a little recap here, but I think overall our PCs definitely did the job, but you know, I definitely miss my computer.
I miss my tall little tower, but this has been not too bad.
Let's go and wrap the video up, guys.
So guys, it's been a full week. We have lived and done our everyday work along with some fun stuff like gaming and video editing. And you know, it's pretty crazy to think that Matt and I are always preaching, you know, buy these cheap computers for $100, $200, $300, and we were actually able to back it up pretty well.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad of an experience. Obviously, we'll talk about some of the upgrades that we would recommend for those PCs, because when it comes to budget PCs, there's always going to be a ceiling of what they can do in their current configuration. For me personally, I definitely would get more RAM. 16 gigs is going to be needed. That 8 gigs was not cutting it for most tasks. A lot of things were locking up here and there. And then probably a slightly better Xeon, even just a 4-core 8-thread versus just a quad-core, which we do preach all the time, will make a big difference in terms of everyday tasks and even gaming and video editing. That's probably what I would upgrade with my system.
With my system, the 2400G, actually surprisingly better than I thought. I mean, I didn't really have any real issues, but for gaming and video rendering and stuff like that, an RTX 3050 low profile would be absolutely amazing in that system as long as it would actually fit.
And I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this experiment in the comments down below? This is definitely a different kind of video here on the channel, but I think it turned out very good to show you guys that the budget PCs we do recommend actually work out really well in the real world.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now you should check out PCBros.tech because we are the experts on PC gaming and just everyday office use. We will not ever sell you anything. So you just tell us what your budget is and we'll hook you up.
So you want to buy PC Bros today, use code ToastyBros on checkout. You'll save 3% on your next purchase on a high-end gaming PC, office PC, laptop, whatever you want. We got you covered. See you guys later. Bye-bye.